Ladies and gentlemen, there's something I need you to understand right now, right here, right at this moment, because I know what you've been telling yourself. I know the excuses. I'll get to it tomorrow. It's too late to start now. I'll do it when I feel like it. That's laziness talking. It's that voice in your head, that little whisper trying to get you to stay comfortable, to stay stuck, to stay exactly where you are. But let me tell you something. Comfort won't get you what you want. Comfort won't get you where you need to go. I want you to understand this, your dreams, your goals, your ambitions, those things you've been thinking about, those things you've been wishing for, they aren't going to just fall into your lap. They're not going to just appear because you wish for them, because you say, I'll do it tomorrow. Or I'll start when I'm ready. You're never going to feel ready. It doesn't work like that. You have to start now. You have to stop lying to yourself. You have to stop telling yourself that it's okay to wait. It's not okay. And it's time for you to get up and do something about it. I get it. I get it. You're tired. You're exhausted. You've got a million things pulling at you in different directions. You've got responsibilities. You've got people counting on you. But I need you to listen to me right now. If you want to change your life, you have to take responsibility for it. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to walk into your life and fix everything for you. That's not how it works. You've got to dig in, put in the work, and make it happen for yourself. You see, the difference between where you are and where you want to be is simple. It's effort. It's action. It's deciding right now, today, that you're not going to let laziness control your life anymore. You have to be willing to fight for your future, to fight for your happiness, to fight for your success. And that means you can't keep waiting for the right moment. The right moment doesn't exist. It's easy to get caught up in your head, to think about all the things that could go wrong, to think about how hard it's going to be. But let me remind you of something. You've made it this far. You've come through everything life has thrown at you so far, and you're still standing. You're still breathing. You've survived your worst days. You've survived the moments you thought you couldn't get through. And now you're going to let laziness stop you. Nah, that's not how this story ends. Not today. Let me tell you, it's time to put in the work. Stop wasting time, because time is the one thing you can never get back. Every second you spend procrastinating, every second you spend sitting around waiting for the perfect time, that's time you'll never get back. And one day you'll look back and you'll wish you had put in the effort. You'll wish you hadn't let laziness control you. You'll wish you had taken that step, no matter how small, no matter how uncertain, to move toward what you want. I don't want you to look back with regret. I want you to look forward with confidence, with strength, with a fire inside of you that tells you that nothing is going to stand in your way. That's what you need right now, fire. You need a fire in your belly that's so hot, so fierce that nothing can put it out. You need a fire that pushes you to get up early, stay up late, and do whatever it takes to make things happen. That's how you kill laziness. You outwork it. You show up every single day and give it everything you've got. You don't wait for inspiration to strike. You don't wait for the right moment. You create your own moment. But it's not just about hard work. It's about smart work. It's about being strategic. It's about having a plan. You've got to know where you're going and how you're going to get there. This isn't about running around in circles, hoping something sticks. This is about focusing on the right things. What are your priorities? What's your end goal? You need to break it down step by step. Set your goals and then attack them. No more sitting back and waiting for things to happen. And let's be real for a second. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to face obstacles. Things aren't always going to go your way. You're going to hit walls. You're going to feel like giving up. But here's what I need you to remember. That's the moment where the real work begins. That's where you separate the people who are serious from the people who are just playing around. It's easy to work when everything is going well, but when things get tough, that's when your true character is revealed. That's when you show yourself who you really are. So what are you going to do when life throws you a curveball? What are you going to do when everything seems to be falling apart? Are you going to sit there feeling sorry for yourself, or are you going to get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward? Are you going to let laziness take control, or are you going to take control of your life? I'm telling you, it's time to stop making excuses. It's time to stop giving yourself a pass. You've got to hold yourself accountable. You've got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to get where I want to go? Am I giving 100% every single day? And if the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Laziness is the enemy of progress. It's the thief of your potential. It's that voice that tells you to give up when things get tough. It's that little voice that says, you're not good enough or you don't deserve success. But you have to fight that voice. You have to silence it with action. You have to prove to yourself that you are worthy. You are capable. You are strong enough to handle whatever life throws your way. Let me remind you, this is your life. This is your story. Don't let laziness write it for you. Don't let procrastination decide your future. You are the author. You are the one in control. If you don't like the direction your life is going in, then it's up to you to change it. You have the power to change your circumstances. You have the power to build the life you've always wanted. But it won't happen by sitting around. It won't happen by waiting for things to get easier. You've got to get to work. And don't think for 1 second that success is reserved for some other person. Don't think that other people are special, that they've got some magic formula that you don't. That's not true. Success is available to anyone who is willing to work for it. Anyone who is willing to put in the time, the effort, and the sacrifice. So ask yourself, am I willing to put in the work? Am I willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get where I want to go? If the answer is yes, then you're already on the right path. Now, I want you to understand that this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. The journey is long. It's hard. It's going to test you. But if you keep moving, if you keep pushing, if you don't let laziness stop you, you will get there. So let's make a deal. From this moment forward, no more excuses, no more waiting for the perfect time, no more letting laziness hold you back. You're going to get up every single day and take action. You're going to move towards your goals, no matter how small the steps may seem. And when life gets tough, you're going to keep going. It's time to kill your laziness. It's time to get serious. It's time to stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. Your future is in your hands. Take control. The key to overcoming laziness is taking immediate and consistent action. Waiting for the right moment or feeling ready will never come. You must create your own opportunities by acting now, even when you're not fully prepared or motivated. Success and change are not handed to you. You must take full responsibility for your life, choices, and future. No one is coming to fix your problems, and no one else can work for your dreams. It's up to you to put in the effort and make it happen. Obstacles are inevitable, but they are not reasons to quit. Real growth happens when you face challenges head on, push through difficulties, and keep moving forward, even when the going gets tough. Your true strength is shown in moments of adversity. Success requires dedication, hard work, and sacrifice. You need to outwork laziness by staying focused, strategic, and disciplined. Every day counts, and every step towards your goals, no matter how small, builds momentum. We live in a world that often celebrates the idea of waiting for the right time. There's this myth that there's some perfect moment when everything will align, when you'll be ready, when things will just fall into place. And so we wait. We wait for the stars to align, for the perfect opportunity to present itself, for the feeling of being ready to take action. But let me tell you something, that perfect moment, it doesn't exist. It's an illusion. What's real is now, right here, this moment. And if you keep waiting for the right time, you will be waiting forever. Let me be clear, if you want to achieve anything worth having in this life, you can't wait for everything to fall into place. You have to create the conditions for success yourself. You have to start. Even if everything isn't perfect, even if you don't feel ready, even if you don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. If you don't start, you'll stay stuck. You'll stay where you are and keep telling yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes the next day, and the next day becomes next week, and the cycle continues. You have to stop talking about what you're going to do and start doing it. I want you to understand something about procrastination. It's not just about being lazy. It's a form of self-sabotage. It's a way of tricking yourself into thinking that the future is going to be different, that things are going to get easier, that you'll have more time, more energy, more clarity down the road. But what you're really doing is robbing yourself of progress. You're taking yourself further away from your goals. Every time you put something off, you're telling yourself that it's not worth doing right now, that there's no urgency, that you're okay just staying where you are. But let me tell you something, where you are is not where you want to be. It's not where you deserve to be. You're not meant to stay in the same place, in the same patterns, in the same cycle of comfort and complacency. You're meant for more. But you'll never reach it if you keep putting things off, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment. The only perfect moment is the one you create by taking action, right now. This second. It doesn't matter if it's not all figured out. It doesn't matter if you don't know all the answers. You don't need to know everything, you just need to move. Procrastination is a killer of dreams. It's a thief that comes into your life and steals time, steals potential, and steals opportunity. And it's a quiet thief. It doesn't make a lot of noise. It doesn't shout at you. Instead, it whispers. It tells you that you'll do it later. It tells you that you'll be more prepared tomorrow. It convinces you that it's okay to just take a break, to put it off for a while. But that while turns into days, weeks, months, and then years. And one day you'll wake up and realize that you haven't done anything you set out to do. You haven't made progress. You haven't moved forward. You've just sat there waiting for something to happen. I want to ask you, how much time are you willing to lose? How much of your life are you going to give away to procrastination? I know you want to achieve something. I know you've got dreams, ambitions, goals that you've been thinking about for a long time. But nothing is going to happen if you don't take action. And that's the truth. It doesn't matter how much you think about it, how much you talk about it, how much you plan for it. If you don't do something, it's all just wasted energy. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have everything figured out before you begin. No, life doesn't work like that. The road to success is not a straight path. There are bumps along the way. There are detours. You will make mistakes. You will fail. But that's okay. Failure is part of the process. It's part of learning. It's part of growing. But you will never learn and you will never grow if you don't start. The key is not perfection. The key is progress. Progress comes from taking that first step and then the next, and then the next. And even when things don't go as planned, you keep moving forward. You keep adjusting. You keep working. So what are you waiting for? I know you're probably thinking, I don't have time. I'm too busy. I've got so many things on my plate, but guess what? We're all busy. We all have things to do. The most successful people on this planet are the busiest people. They don't have more time than you. They make time. They prioritize what's important, and they act. They don't wait. They don't put things off. They don't say, I'll get to it tomorrow. They say, I'm doing this now. And because they do, they get ahead. They make progress. They achieve their goals. You have to stop acting like you're waiting for something outside of you to change. The circumstances, they're never going to be perfect. The timing, it will never be exactly what you want. But that doesn't matter. What matters is your decision to act, regardless of the situation. If you want to change your life, you have to start making decisions and taking action right now, not tomorrow, not next week, today. If you keep waiting for the stars to align, for the perfect time, for everything to be just right, you're going to miss the boat. You're going to let the years slip away, and you'll look back and wonder why you didn't take that first step sooner. So let me remind you, there's no perfect time. There's no perfect condition. The only thing that matters is whether or not you're willing to act, whether or not you're willing to take that first step, no matter how uncertain you are, no matter how many doubts you have. Because believe me, when you take that step, things will start to change. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. The world will start to move out of your way because you've decided to take control. You've decided to stop waiting for the right time. Start making things happen. I know it's easy to get caught up in the idea of someday I'll start that business. Someday I'll go back to school. Someday I'll get in shape. But someday is a dangerous word. Someday is a promise you make to yourself that you can't keep. Because there's no such thing as someday. The time is always now. The time is always right now, this very moment when you can make a choice to act or wait. If you want to get ahead, you have to choose to act. You have to choose to get started. And if you make that choice today, you will set yourself up for success tomorrow. Let's get real. You don't need more time. You don't need more energy. You don't need more resources. You don't need more motivation. What you need is to stop procrastinating. You need to stop making excuses. You need to stop saying, I'll do it later. You need to get up, get moving, and do it now. Action is the antidote to procrastination. It's the cure for the disease that holds you back from living your best life. And when you take action, when you make the decision to move, you'll be amazed at what happens. You'll be amazed at how the universe starts to respond to your energy, how things start to fall into place, how opportunities begin to open up. But none of that happens until you make the choice to act. So let me leave you with this: don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the conditions to be right. Don't wait for everything to align. Start now. Take that first step. And when you do, you'll see how everything else begins to unfold. You'll see how the world opens up to you because you've made the decision to take control of your life and stop waiting. There's a simple truth that we often overlook, a truth that can change the course of our lives if we fully embrace it. You are responsible for where you are right now. You are responsible for your successes and your failures, your happiness and your struggles, your dreams and your setbacks. Too often we look outward when things go wrong. We blame our circumstances, the people around us, or even bad luck for where we are. But let me be clear, the only person responsible for your life is you. We live in a world where it's easy to play the blame game. It's easy to point the finger at someone or something else when things don't go our way. It's tempting to say, if only I had more time, or if only I had the right opportunities. We often think that if the external conditions were different, we'd be able to do better, to perform better, to succeed. But the truth is that waiting for things to change on the outside is a fool's errand. You cannot control the world around you, but you can control how you respond to it. You cannot change the past, but you can change your future by taking full responsibility for your actions, your decisions in your life. Taking responsibility means that you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for someone else to fix things for you. You stop relying on the hope that things will improve on their own. Life doesn't work that way. You are not a passive participant in your own life. You are the driver. You hold the wheel. The direction you go, the speed you move at, and the road you take, those are all within your control. But the only way to take charge is to own your responsibility. It's time to stop blaming others for where you are. When you take responsibility for your life, it's not just about admitting fault when things go wrong. It's also about taking credit for your victories, your progress, and your growth. Too many times, people downplay their own accomplishments because they don't want to seem arrogant or boastful. But let me tell you something, if you've worked hard and made progress, you deserve to acknowledge it. Taking responsibility means owning your actions, both good and bad. You made choices that brought you here. You made decisions that led you to this moment. And when things go well, it's because of the decisions you made, the work you put in, and the attitude you adopted. When things don't go well, it's because of the choices you made or didn't make and the mindset you allowed to take control. Let's be real for a moment. The hardest part of taking responsibility is owning up to the things that didn't go as planned. It's easy to take credit for the wins, but the losses, the mistakes, the failures, those are harder to face. But those are the moments that define you. It's not about the things you've gotten right, it's about what you've done when things went wrong. It's about how you react, how you adjust, and how you learn from the missteps. Owning your responsibility means taking full accountability for the entire picture, not just the parts that are easy to take credit for. When you shift your mindset from blame to responsibility, everything changes. The moment you stop looking at life like a series of things happening to you and instead look at it as a series of opportunities for you to take control and make decisions, you unlock a whole new world. Suddenly, your failures aren't just failures, they're lessons. And lessons are powerful. They are the stepping stones to growth, to transformation, and to progress. When you own your responsibility, you stop seeing yourself as a victim. You stop seeing your circumstances as something you have no power over. You start seeing yourself as the creator of your own destiny. You start seeing your ability to choose your actions, to take initiative, and to create the results you want. Taking responsibility also means you can't play the victim. You can't keep telling yourself that you don't have the power to change things. You can't keep saying that you're stuck, that you're helpless, that you're just at the mercy of your situation. I know life can be tough. I know it's easy to feel like everything is stacked against you. But when you take responsibility, you take control. You stop accepting that things are just the way they are and start looking for solutions. You start asking, what can I do today to move toward my goals? What actions can I take right now to make my situation better? This mindset, this shift in perspective is the foundation of success. It's not about waiting for life to change. It's about changing yourself in your response to life. When you take responsibility, you also learn the power of decision making. One of the most liberating things you can do in life is to make a decision and commit to it. Too many people wait for the right decision to come to them, or they let others decide for them. But the truth is, there is no perfect decision. There are only decisions you make with the information you have at the time, and then you move forward with them. The moment you own your responsibility is the moment you stop doubting your decisions and start trusting your ability to make them. And when you trust yourself, when you trust that you have the strength to figure things out as you go, everything changes. You stop hesitating, you stop second guessing, and you start taking action. And that action propels you forward. There's also something powerful about owning your responsibility that many people don't realize it gives you freedom. When you take responsibility for your life, you stop waiting for others to give you permission. You stop waiting for validation, for approval, or for the green light from someone else. You stop being at the mercy of circumstances. Instead, you make your own rules. You create your own opportunities. You become the author of your story. You define what success looks like for you, and you take the necessary steps to achieve it. You stop being at the mercy of what's happening around you and start creating the life you want. It's easy to look at someone else's success and think, I wish I could be like them. It's easy to think that their success is due to their luck, their resources, or their connections. But the truth is, their success is a result of taking responsibility for their own actions. They didn't wait for someone to come along and change things for them. They didn't wait for someone else to create the path. They took responsibility for their journey and made things happen. And you can do the same. But it starts with owning your responsibility, owning your decisions, and owning your life. And here's the kicker: once you own your responsibility, you realize that the power is in your hands. The power to change, the power to grow, the power to move forward. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens because of you. When you fully embrace this concept, you begin to see every setback, every failure, every obstacle as an opportunity. Because you know you have the power to change it, to learn from it, to move beyond it. Too often, people let life's challenges defeat them. They let failures knock them down, and they stay down, blaming circumstances, blaming others, blaming anything and everything except themselves. But that's not the way forward. If you want to rise, if you want to succeed, if you want to create the life you've always dreamed of, you have to take responsibility for everything that happens to you. This is your life. This is your journey. And only you can control how it unfolds. Take ownership of your choices, your actions, and your future. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how everything starts to fall into place. Hardship and setbacks are often seen as things to be avoided. People tend to shy away from struggle, from pain, from difficulty. And why wouldn't they? Who in their right mind wants to go through tough times? Who wants to deal with failure, rejection, or disappointment? But here's the thing: hardship and setbacks are not the enemy. In fact, they are some of the best teachers you will ever have. They are opportunities in disguise. They are the very moments that define who you are and shape the person you will become. If you want to succeed, if you want to grow, If you want to reach your full potential, you need to embrace hardship and setbacks, not avoid them. When you face difficulty, you face a choice. You can let it break you, or you can use it to build yourself up. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall short is not the absence of hardship, it's how they respond to it. It's easy to keep going when everything is smooth, when things are going well, when the path is clear. But the true test comes when things go wrong, when the obstacles pile up, when the challenges seem insurmountable. It's in these moments that you discover what you're really made of. It's in these moments that you realize how strong you truly are. Setbacks are inevitable. No one escapes them. There's no one who hasn't faced some form of failure, some form of disappointment. Everyone has had their dreams crushed at one point or another. The difference lies in how we handle these setbacks. Are we going to stay down? Are we going to let the weight of adversity crush us, or are we going to get up, dust ourselves off, and keep moving forward? This choice is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who quit when things get tough. Hardship has a way of revealing your true character. When life is easy, it's easy to be confident, to feel invincible. But when things get hard, that's when you see what's inside. That's when you discover whether you have the strength to keep going or whether you'll crumble under pressure. The harsh truth is that you will never truly know how strong you are until you face hardship. And that's the beauty of it. Hardship is not there to destroy you, it's there to show you who you really are. It's there to prove to you that you are capable of handling far more than you think. Many people make the mistake of running away from pain, discomfort, and difficulty. They avoid challenges at all costs, thinking that if they can just stay in their comfort zone, everything will be fine. But the reality is that growth only happens outside of that zone. It only happens when you push yourself to do things that are uncomfortable, when you challenge yourself to go beyond your limits. Without setbacks, without hardship, there is no real growth. You cannot become the person you need to be to achieve your goals if you keep running away from challenges. It's the challenges that mold you into the person who is capable of achieving greatness. Now, I'm not saying that hardship is easy. It's not. It's painful. It's frustrating. It will test you in ways you never imagined. But that's exactly the point. If everything were easy, if everything came without effort, what would be the point? What would you have learned? What would you have gained? The rewards that come with overcoming hardship are far greater than any rewards that come from taking the easy road. When you persevere through difficult times, you don't just gain success, you gain wisdom, resilience, and strength. You gain confidence in your ability to face the next challenge that comes your way. The key is to not let hardship define you. You define it. The way you respond to adversity is what determines whether you will rise or fall. It's easy to throw in the towel, to give up, to say, I can't do this anymore. But that's not how success is made. Success is made by those who refuse to give up, who keep fighting, who keep pushing forward, even when the odds are stacked against them. It's made by those who see setbacks as opportunities to learn, to grow, to come back stronger. If you want to be successful, you have to get comfortable with discomfort. You have to stop seeing failure as something to avoid and start seeing it as a stepping stone on the path to success. Failure doesn't make you a failure. A setback doesn't mean you've lost. It just means you're one step closer to the success you're striving for. Every failure is an opportunity to refine your strategy, to learn from your mistakes, and to become better. But if you're not willing to face the pain of failure, you'll never get the opportunity to learn. You'll never get the chance to become better. You see, the people who achieve great things in life are not the ones who avoid hardship. They're the ones who embrace it, who take it head on, and who refuse to be defeated by it. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding struggle. They got there by facing it, by enduring it, and by learning from it. They didn't let setbacks stop them. They used those setbacks as fuel to propel them forward. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about how you bounce back from it. Everyone fails. Everyone faces rejection, disappointment, and hardship. But not everyone gets back up. Not everyone uses that failure as a springboard to greater things. The people who succeed are the ones who refuse to let their setbacks define them. They refuse to let their failures be the end of the story. Instead, they use those failures as lessons, as building blocks for something greater. The thing about setbacks is that they don't last forever. No storm lasts forever. No period of hardship lasts forever. Time moves forward, and so do you. Every difficulty, every challenge, every moment of pain is temporary. If you can endure, if you can keep going, if you can find the strength to push through the toughest moments, you will come out the other side stronger. And that strength will carry you to places you never thought possible. When you embrace hardship, you build resilience. You build the ability to withstand whatever comes your way. Life will throw challenges at you. That's a guarantee. But if you've developed the mental toughness to handle those challenges, nothing will be able to break you. You will become unshakable. You will become someone who can face adversity head on and come out victorious on the other side. The real question is, are you willing to go through the fire? Are you willing to face the obstacles, to face the struggles, to face the pain? Because if you are, you will come out stronger, smarter, and more capable than you ever imagined. But if you're not willing to face the hardships, then you will remain where you are, stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. You will never know what you're truly capable of. So embrace the challenges, embrace the difficulties, embrace the setbacks. They are not your enemies. They are your teachers. They are your opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become the person you need to be to achieve greatness. Don't shy away from them. Run toward them. Welcome them with open arms, because they are the stepping stones on the road to success. And when you get to the other side, when you look back at all that you've overcome, you'll realize that every struggle was worth it. Success doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come easily. It doesn't come because you had one moment of inspiration or because you took one big leap of faith. No, success is the result of consistent effort and sacrifice day in and day out. It's the quiet work that nobody sees, the persistence that nobody applauds, the small decisions made in private that eventually create the big moments of success that everyone sees. But if you're looking for instant gratification, for a shortcut, or for a path that doesn't require hard work and dedication, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Consistent effort is the foundation of success. It's the ability to show up, even when you don't feel like it. It's the commitment to keep going, even when the results aren't immediate, even when the road is long, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see the fruits of your labor right away. It's easy to want to quit, to want to give up, to think that all the work you've put in is for nothing. But the truth is, success is built on the small, consistent actions that you take, not the big, dramatic leaps. The consistent effort you put into something will always pay off, even if it's not immediately obvious. The more you show up, the more you commit. The more you put in the work, the closer you get to the success you desire. Every single day that you choose to take consistent action, even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, that's progress. It may not feel like progress in the moment, but in the long run it is. And that's the thing about success, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about the one big effort, the one big moment that changes everything. It's about the small, consistent actions over time that accumulate into something great. Success is the sum of all your efforts, all your decisions, and all your actions repeated day after day, month after month, year after year. Sacrifice is another key element of success. You cannot have everything you want and expect to achieve greatness. Something has to give. Something has to be set aside. Success requires that you make sacrifices, sometimes small, sometimes large, but sacrifices nonetheless. You might have to give up time with friends or family. You might have to skip that night out. You might have to turn down opportunities that seem great in the moment but don't align with your long-term goals. Sacrifice means putting in the work when others are relaxing, making difficult decisions, and sometimes saying no to things that seem enjoyable in the moment because you know they won't help you achieve your dreams. Sacrifice is also about mindset. It's about understanding that the pursuit of something great requires focus and commitment. It's about being willing to put in the effort, knowing that it won't always be easy, that you won't always feel motivated, but still you do it anyway. Sacrifice means choosing your long-term goals over your short-term desires. It means choosing your future success over the instant gratification that may seem appealing but ultimately won't serve you. Without sacrifice, there is no growth. Without giving something up, you cannot gain what you truly desire. You have to be willing to make those tough choices and do the things that other people won't do in order to have what they will never have. But here's the thing about consistent effort and sacrifice: they don't guarantee success on their own. They are essential, but they're only part of the equation. You can work hard and sacrifice for years and still face setbacks, obstacles, and challenges that threaten to knock you off course. But it's how you respond to those challenges that matters. It's how you push through the tough times, how you stay focused, and how you keep going even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Consistent effort and sacrifice are about resilience. They're about the ability to keep moving forward, to keep putting in the work, to keep making those small, incremental steps toward your goal, even when the path is unclear, even when the road is hard. In those moments of difficulty, when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, when the sacrifices you've made start to feel like they're too much to bear, that's when your true character is revealed. The easy thing would be to quit. The easy thing would be to give up, to throw in the towel, to say that it's too hard and that you've done enough. But that's not how success is achieved. Success is achieved by those who push through when it's tough, who make the sacrifices when they don't feel like it, who keep putting in the consistent effort when it seems like nothing is happening. There are going to be times when you don't feel like getting up and putting in the work. There are going to be days when you want to quit, when you want to take the easy route, when you want to enjoy life and not have to worry about putting in the effort. But that's exactly the point if you want something more. If you want to create something great, if you want to achieve the kind of success that others dream about, you have to make those sacrifices. You have to be willing to put in the work when it's hard, when it's uncomfortable, when you're exhausted, when you'd rather be doing something else. That's what separates those who succeed from those who fail. That's the difference between reaching your goals and just dreaming about them. Consistency is what keeps you going when things get tough. It's what allows you to stay on track when the excitement of the beginning wears off. It's what helps you push through when you feel like you've hit a wall. Sacrifice is what fuels that consistency. It's what reminds you that the hard work is worth it, that the struggle is part of the process, and that everything you're putting in will pay off in the end. Without sacrifice, there is no consistency. Without consistent effort, there is no achievement. When you're putting in the work, when you're sacrificing, when you're staying consistent, there's something powerful happening inside you. You're building mental toughness. You're developing discipline. You're creating habits that will carry you through the tough times and keep you on track towards your goals. Every time you make a sacrifice, every time you put in consistent effort, you're reinforcing the belief in yourself. You're proving to yourself that you have what it takes to achieve your dreams. One of the most difficult things about consistent effort and sacrifice is that the results are often delayed. It's easy to get discouraged when you don't see immediate progress. You might put in weeks or months of work and feel like you're getting nowhere. But I can tell you this progress is happening even when you don't see it. It's happening in the small ways. It's happening in the way you're growing, in the way you're learning, in the way you're becoming stronger. Every day that you keep going, even when it's hard, is a victory. Every sacrifice you make is a step closer to your goal. The biggest mistake you can make is to give up too soon. The road to success is long and hard, but it's worth it. The effort you put in, the sacrifices you make, the consistency you maintain, all of it will eventually pay off. It might not happen on your timeline, it might not happen the way you expect, but if you stay committed, if you stay disciplined, if you keep making those small sacrifices, the results will come. You have to trust the process. You have to believe that the consistent effort you're putting in will eventually lead to success. And when it does, you'll know that it wasn't luck, it wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was the result of all the sacrifices you made, all the effort you put in, and all the consistency you maintained when no one was watching. Success is not a destination, it's a journey. And that journey requires consistent effort, sacrifice, and the belief that what you're doing today will make a difference tomorrow. You can't see the full picture yet. You can't see the end result. But every small effort, every sacrifice, every choice you make is shaping your future. It's building the foundation for everything you want to achieve. So don't get discouraged when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. Don't give up when it gets tough. Stay the course. Keep making the sacrifices. Keep putting in the consistent effort. And eventually you'll see that all of it was worth it. Because in the end, success isn't about talent. It's about effort. It's about sacrifice. It's about the consistent work you put in day after day to make your dreams a reality.